When it comes to training a puppy, socialization is a really hot topic, and it seems like everybody wants to know the best way to socialize their new furry friend, so he or she is friendly and relaxed around other dogs and people. And that's definitely a good goal. But socialization is so much more than helping your dog play nicely with other dogs. Socialization is all about a dog who is confident while experiencing new things. Now, we want this confidence to last a lifetime, and early socialization is one of the ways that we do that. Today, we're gonna go over some of the common questions about puppies and socialization, and then I'm gonna tell you how to do it in the right way, which leads to a confident dog. I'm also gonna go over some misconceptions when it comes to dogs hanging out with other dogs. Now, you might be surprised at what I have to say, but it's backed by science, so you're gonna definitely wanna hear it. All right, let's get started. Question number 1, how do I socialize my puppy? Proper and developmentally appropriate socialization for a young puppy means exposing him to new things in a positive way. Now, by doing this, when he's young, starting when he first comes home and settles into your home, you're gonna help him approach new things with eagerness for a lifetime. You're gonna start this process at home by exposing him to new sights and sounds. Now, you're gonna start with things that he'll eventually experience, like blenders and vacuum cleaners, leaf blowers and brooms. Then you can start to show him things that he might not see very often, but you'd like him to be calm around when he does see them. This could be things like masks, winter coats, walkers, crutches, wheelchairs, outdoor equipment, or just other items like that. Now, you're gonna start indoors first and eventually move outdoors, where there are a lot more distractions like sights and sounds and smells. And as training goes well, and he's positive and calm and curious, then you can start to add in more objects and sounds and move your training to new areas, even where more new things are. You can also include other dogs as part of your socialization training, but be sure to include the other things too. The way to do positive exposure training is to show the dog the new item, wait for him to check in with you, and then offer treats when he does. This helps him learn that good things happen when he sees new things, and that he should check in with you for good things too. So if he reacts very strongly or can't take the treat or barks or cowers, you're going too fast with your training and you're gonna need to get further away from that trigger, or you're gonna need to work on this in a quieter area. If you're not sure how to get the puppy to check in with you, or you wanna see a good game to help you with this, I want you to check out our free digital new puppy starter kit. It has some great information in it for new puppy owners, including a sample schedule, potty training guides, and a training game designed to get your puppy to pay attention to you. It's called the Puppy Pivot Game, and it's a great one to teach your new puppy. The link to this free digital kit is below in the description. Socialization and positive exposure to new things are gonna help your dog with less reactivity when around other dogs. So, don't be tempted to skip the step of exposing him or her to other new things and then just go directly to the doggy introductions. If you do, you're missing important parts of helping your puppy feel comfortable in the world around them. So now that I've convinced you to work on positive exposure with lots of new things, not just dogs, let's talk about the other dogs. So the question is, when can I socialize my puppy with other dogs? Well, after you've begun some socialization with new things in general, then you can add in doggy introductions. And you can introduce your puppy to known dogs, like your sister's dog or a boyfriend's dog, after the second round of vaccinations. At that time, then it's going to be safe to introduce him or her to other known dogs who are up to date on their vaccinations. Now, we have some really important instructions on how to introduce 2 dogs in our online puppy training program. This is especially important information if the 2 dogs live together or they're going to be spending a lot of time together. You're going to love that part of our course. It covers puppies and others, like kids or other dogs and even other animals. We always recommend understanding this process fully before starting it, so you can establish good habits from the beginning. All right, here's a question we get asked often. How do I choose a good playmate for my puppy? I love it when people ask this because it gives me a chance to remind you that not all dogs love to play with other dogs. And some dogs love to play with other dogs, but not puppies. Puppies have a very energetic, mouthy play style. Now, when Lady first came home, we did let her settle in for a week and then we introduced her to Pickles. They did okay together, but I could tell that Pickles needed these play sessions to be short and sweet. Lady's part kangaroo, and she's very bouncy. Now they do still play together, but the sessions are very short. Lady and my standard poodle Wesley, they have some play sessions together too. Wesley is equal parts kangaroo, so he doesn't mind Lady's bounciness. Now even though Lady's 6 months old, her play sessions with Wesley are really only about 10 minutes at a time. She does get overstimulated quickly, like most puppies do. So I want you to choose the playmate carefully and expect that the first few sessions just might be very short. This way you can evaluate body language to determine if both dogs are enjoying this interaction. And if you don't have another dog at home, like I do, you can just post in your community's Facebook group or ask other dog owners or your vet for a playmate. You know where you should not go to find a playmate? The dog park. Dog parks like doggy daycare, they're often not recommended by trainers and vets. Unfortunately, too many owners bring inappropriate dogs to the dog park. And these dogs, they tend to start fights, whether they mean to or not. And many people, they don't even follow the rules about leaving food and toys or kids under 10 out of the park. Many people don't know how to read canine body language and misinterpret the signals that dogs are giving off. They just brush off the signals, which puts their dog as well as other dogs in danger. And other people could bring sick dogs with kennel cough or contagious warts into the dog park. If you don't believe me, ask other positive reinforcement trainers and even ask your vet. I think they're gonna agree with me. For good ideas on places to find a playmate and more info on why dog parks are not a good idea, check out this video next. You might also be wondering, what do I look for in healthy play sessions? Well, once you've selected a playmate for your new puppy, you're gonna start with what we call parallel walks, so they can get used to each other in each other's presence, but at a distance. And once that walk's gone well and both dogs are calm, you can move to a fenced-in area for some off-leash play. I want you to remove all harnesses and collars for safety and then let them sniff and do a little puppy play. Healthy play really should look like an even game of tag, back and forth. Now we want each dog to take turns being the chaser or being on the offense versus defense. So look for good energy matches so neither dog is doing more of the pouncing or the chasing. Now canine body language, especially between two dogs, it can be a little confusing for humans. And if you rely on social media to teach you what you think your dogs are saying, you're gonna get it wrong. I really want you to rely on the professionals who can teach you what things like a whale eye, a shake off, a tongue flick, and an ear position really mean. Students enrolled in our training program have always told me how much they love the canine communication lessons in the bonus section. All right, what about this question? My puppy is scared of other dogs. What should I do? Well, sometimes genetics or an earlier scary experience will influence your puppy's comfort level with other dogs. Not all dogs will love other dogs, and it's okay if your puppy is one of those. Do not force puppy play if your dog appears disinterested or stressed. You can begin exposure to other dogs from afar, like one of our students did with her lab, Mookie. Eventually, if your puppy is doing well with the exposure training, you can get a little closer and eventually meet another dog. But if your puppy never warms up to other dogs, that's okay too. We always say, train the dog that you have in front of you. And that's particularly important when it comes to how your dog plays and who he or she plays with. All right, next question. My puppy seems too aggressive during play. What should I do? Well, it's great that you're paying attention to your puppy's play style. And if you notice the other dog doesn't seem to love it, like Pickles didn't love the long sessions with Lady, then you're gonna need to separate the dogs before you reach that point. Now, you don't want the other dog to only have negative experiences with your puppy, or they may never get along. Note when your puppy seems to be annoying the other dog and call him or her away and back to you for a brief break. Now you might offer some water, do a quick training game, or do a calming activity like sprinkling some treats in the grass for him to find. After a break, you can let the dogs return to playing and just see how they do. If the irritating behavior continues, it's time to end the session and just try another day. It might not be a great fit for those two dogs to be together, so evaluate if you need to seek a different dog. Remember what I said. Not all dogs love to play with other dogs. Your puppy can lead a very fulfilled life without ever playing with other dogs. Now, we'd like your puppy to at least be comfortable if he or she sees another dog out in public or on a walk. And your early socialization is gonna help with that. All right, we get this question a lot too. My puppy's older. Is it too late to introduce him to other dogs to play with? Well, if you rescued an older dog, or maybe you're just getting started on training, it's never too late to work on positive association and exposure. Your dog has unique preferences, so pay close attention to those. And at the very least, you can work with him on not reacting when he sees another dog from the window, the car, or while out on a walk. We do cover that in our online training program too. Okay, this question is a really good one. Should I get another dog for my puppy to play with? Ooh. Well, 2 dogs is a lot more work than just one, so we do suggest waiting until you love the behaviors of your current dog before adding another one. We also recommend at least a year of separation in ages, so that all developmental phases are completely finished separately from one another. And if your dog does not love other dogs, we don't recommend adding stress to his or her life by bringing home another one. We also don't recommend litter mates or 2 dogs of the same age. Now, if you want more info on how to evaluate if a second dog is the right fit for you, you're going to want to watch this next video. I know that with this information, you're going to be fully prepared to do proper and positive exposure sessions with your new puppy. As always, if you have any more questions or you need any more information, just drop us a note in the comments or check out our robust online training program. This is your favorite online puppy trainer signing off for now.